Morning, Magda.
Good morning, Tom.
Ready to go?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
We can start.
So, okay, let's start. First story, money, new investment. What's the story?
PFR Ventures puts up 200 million zlotys for GreenHub. PFR Ventures has launched the new PFR GreenHub FOF program. It will finance projects related to combating climate change. Venture capital funds can apply for 200 million zlotys with a single fund maximum of 80 million zlotys, explains Małgorzata Walczak, investment director responsible at PFR Ventures for PFR GreenHub.
So PFR has already set up these fund of funds group, and this is the next round of new money, fresh money coming in. Of course, a lot of this is EU-driven government money, but this is the green climate change money. It's lots of that floating around in the world and in Europe. So another pocket of cash for VCs and for startups doing green and clean and climate-based startups. So we'll look forward to see how that develops. Okay, next story.
President for a week. PGE Górnictwo executive resigns. Less than a week after the appointment of the president of PGE Górnictwo i Energetyka Konwencjonalna, Krzysztof Kuśmierowski resigned, said PGE GIEK spokeswoman Sandra Apanasionek. The company belonging to PGE and manages the Turów power plant and mine.
Now, you will recall that we've been talking about the Turów scandal of the open pit mine in southwest Poland and Czech Republic. Yeah. So obviously, Kuśmierowski stepped into a huge scandal and such like this. So he
had very
5 or 7
hard
days.
Work. Yeah.
So we'll see who else steps in there as that struggle and legal fight continues between the country of Poland and the country of Czech Republic, with EU backing Czech Republic to stop the mining of that particular Turów plant. So we'll watch that with interest as it develops. Okay, next story, opposite, is hydrogen and clean energy. So let's talk about that.
Hydrogen economy gets boost with plans for 5 hydrogen valleys. The use of hydrogen as an alternative fuel in transport and the implementation of hydrogen technologies in the energy sector. These are the main goals of the Polish hydrogen strategy until 2030, with a perspective until 2040.
So yeah, the hydrogen economy is getting momentum all over the world, and Poland understands it. Poland's on it and is going to try to create these hydrogen valleys, very much like the aviation valley near Rzeszów that they've done very successfully 10 or 12, 15 years ago. That's done super well to attract new investment. And so now they're going to set up 5 hydrogen valleys, one in Rzeszów, one in Poznań, which we're going to hear about in a second. But that's a natural extension from Poland, given its very strong footprint in manufacturing and in the automotive sector. So we'll see how that develops. Will be very, very interesting. So we'll watch that. Okay, next story, please.
Eurocash to close 60 unprofitable stores in a new focus initiative. Eurocash's group Delikatesy Centrum chain will axe 60 out of 414 stores currently operating.
Yeah, so congrats to Eurocash for having the management discipline to axe 60 of its underperforming stores. Very hard to do that. They're closing them down, the 60 that are the worst performers. I've been in some of those shops before. You may have been as well. So they're going to weed out and cull out some of the weaker performers. Congrats for Eurocash for having the focus to do that. Okay, next story.
Trading Technologies partners with Warsaw Stock Exchange. Trading Technologies International, a global provider of high-performance professional trading software, infrastructure, and data solutions, and the Warsaw Stock Exchange announced that TTS global user base can now access derivatives products listed on Warsaw Stock Exchange through the TT platform.
So the Warsaw Stock Exchange continues to partner with global technology providers, especially to improve its offerings and choices. And this is on the derivative side. I won't say much more about it, but the WSC continues to kind of adapt to the technological changes facing their industry, which are huge. And by the way, the Warsaw Stock Exchange itself is listed on the Warsaw Stock Exchange. So be interesting to watch the share price of the WSC as well. Okay, next one is a real estate story.
MLP Poznań West to grow warehouse space by 43,000 square meters. MLP Group has contracted Poznań-based WPIP to expand its MLP Poznań West project in Dąbrówka on the city's western outskirts. It currently services InPost.
So I say it's a real estate story, but it's also really a e-commerce story, isn't it? So InPost continuing to grow, everyone growing on the delivery side, logistics side, another big expansion of warehouse space that's going to keep going. So many more stories about that to come. Okay, next story.
We come back to hydrogen. Solaris signs letter of intent for Wielkopolska Hydrogen Valley. Solaris announced that the signing of a letter of intent to establish Wielkopolska Hydrogen Valley in Poznań. Dariusz Michalak, management board member of Solaris, said hydrogen may play an unprecedented role in the process of decarbonization, particularly in our sector.
And so those of you who followed Solaris, they're one of the biggest bus producers in Europe, a Polish company based out of Poznań, has been toying with lots of electric buses. Now the hydrogen thing is their newest initiative. Very smart of them to be a founding member of the Wielkopolska Hydrogen Valley. Solaris has been doing lots of good things over the years. Another clever move on their behalf, and great for Wielkopolska and Poznań to go first in getting this hydrogen valley set up. Again, lots of manufacturing, automotive manufacturing around Poznań. So they've got a bit of a natural advantage, in my opinion, to carve out a space in this hydrogen valley category. Okay, next story.
Żabka introduces new parcel service. Polish retailer Żabka has introduced a new service wherein customers can drop a parcel at a Żabka store addressed to an individual for pickup.
Okay, more e-commerce, no comments. Next story.
The last for today, Poland's Scallier acquires retail park in Romania's Timisoara. Timisoara, thank you. Polish property investment company Scallier has acquired a retail park in Romania's western city of Timisoara.
Yeah, a beautiful space there, by the way. Timisoara is not too far from the Hungarian border, a very beautiful city. And they have got getting lots of shared service centers, IT centers as well. But of course, this is a retail park play to some extent. Okay, so that's it for the day. Thanks, Magda. We're back on tomorrow. Appreciate it very much, and have a great day, and see you bright and early tomorrow morning.
Thank you. Thank you, Tom. See you. Bye.
See ya.